Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me again today on another one of our Soapy Time adventures. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be making another soap from what is now becoming a series of Never Have I Ever. This is where I have a fragrance that I have never made into a soap before, and I do it right here on YouTube. So the one we're going to be using today is Bum Bum from Midwest Fragrance Company. This is a Sol de Janeiro dupe. The description of it states that this is a highly addictive scent that will leave you reminiscing about your favorite beach destination. Warm pistachio and coconut cream and a kiss of salted caramel harmonize beautifully with tonka and exotic musks. This fragrance was inspired by a Sol de Janeiro scent, which is the Bum Bum. I'm sure you guys have seen the Bum Bum cream. If you haven't, then maybe you live under a rock that's even bigger than the one I do. I have never smelled this before until I got this fragrance. I have never used it. I've seen the cream, but I've never used it. So apparently it's amazing. I don't know. So it has notes of coconut cream, pistachio, tonka bean, heliotrope. I don't know how to say that. Exotic vanilla musk, sandalwood, and salted caramel. So I have mixed in my lye water. This is a goat's milk, kale and clay, colloidal oats for the additives. It is my regular batch of olive, sunflower blend, and then coconut oil, cocoa butter, and castor. So this makes a wonderfully yummy, creamy, luxurious bar. I love how creamy it is. I love how hard it is. It keeps for a really, really long time. I do a 50-50 water discount, and 50-50 when I make the lye solution, and then I add a couple of ounces to it so that I can warm up the lye water, because the lye water is about 60-something degrees when I actually get ready to make it, because I make it in a big batch. I master batch it. So according to the notes on Midwest Fragrance Company, this had no acceleration. Lies. But no, they didn't lie. They probably didn't have any acceleration because they probably soaped at, let's see, they soaped at 90 degrees. I soaped at like 105. So when I was looking at this, my oils got to 114. We're cooling down there, 114, and I walked away for a little bit, and then I came back, and I was impatient. And I'm like, I got to get this done. I have many things to do, so I'm just going to do it. And so I wanted to say it was between 100 and 105. Nope, shouldn't have done that. So this really is giving me sweater weather vibes. Yeah. It's pretty bad. I will link, for those of you who are new and have not seen that atrocious video, I will link it right up in the corner for you to check out. It is when soaps go wrong. This is starting to thicken up. It smells amazing though. I remember thinking, gosh, it smells so good. And if I can just get this soap to, work. I have just been so impatient lately when it comes to my soaps. I just have too much to do, and I get moving, and then my oils heat up too hot, and then I have to let them cool down, and then I just don't have the time. And I probably should have just done this in some layers. I don't know, maybe just here I go with it, trying to do the hanger swirl. Yeah, this is so reminiscent of sweater weather. But why do I show these videos? Because I don't know. Mainly it's to show you that even people who claim to be professional soap makers, I don't know if I'm claiming that anymore. Even those that are professional soap makers have bad days. We have bad times with our soaps. And it's, not necessarily anything that we have done. It's because of what the fragrance is doing. Things I have learned with this. One, I think this would have been great for a layer soap. Two, I have not made this since. I need to make another batch, but I am going to make it cooler. And it will get hot and accelerate in a little bit when you add coconut oil or coconut milk to your soaps. And I think layering two, Lynette, stop with the hanger tool. Stop it. I keep thinking I can make it work, but I can't. It's just not working. Maybe in a bigger mold, like in a 25-pound mold, it would work, but these molds are just too little and it just lifts up. So we're going to try to do a hanger. We're going to try to do a chopstick swirl. Still not working. The one over to the left, yes, it's gotten neglected, just like the one that was in sweater weather. If you remember, I had one that I severely neglected, and it had big block print in it. Anyway, this, I decided to put some white. I did some white. I sanded it all because it was supposed to turn a little bit tan, so I thought the white would turn tan, and then this would turn a little bit darker brown. It actually didn't turn a darker color. It actually stayed the color that I had made it with the mica. Was it copper penny, satin penny, supernova? No, I can't remember what it was. It was a mad mica copper one, and I thought I would just work with that. I wanted to use a color with it. I had done my cocoa butter cashmere, which you guys have, I think, was last week's video, and it was, I didn't use any color in it, and it turned dark brown. I need to get some pictures up of that. I need to get it up on my website too. So I'm now just trying to fix this tragedy, and I remember it was getting quite warm, and I'm just at this point just hoping that I can get it in. It's a mess. Oh, so if you can see that big hole that popped up, that was a big air bubble that came in there. So yeah, I actually pounded these on the ground for a little bit after I turned off the camera, just to try to see if I could get any more air out of it. Did get a few more air bubbles out of it, and in the midst of that, broke one of my molds. Broke the wood around it, just came unglued basically, and I just, as soon as it was hard enough, I took it out of the mold and just ran it over to my husband's shop, and he got glue and fixed it, and he's got all the, yeah, can I do it myself? Yeah, I can. But he's got all the clamps and everything in his shop, and so he's usually in there after work, and so I can take it to him, and then I can get his help for things, and then he can also suggest maybe some other things that we can do to make my soap molds stronger. So I have tried to fix this top, and spoiler alert, it doesn't get any better. The top still ends up being ugly. It did not go tan. The white didn't go tan, and it could be because of the amount of cocoa butter that I have in my soap, that I don't get a white soap very often, but it went more of a yellow. And so it does look kind of yellowish on the camera. I feel like it went a little bit more yellow than that by the end, by the time we were done with everything. So look at my mess. Wow, it looks like soap. It's a soap murder scene. And I didn't use any glitter. We weren't doing lipstick on a pig this time. I decided we were just going to leave it the way it was. Trying to clean up my mess here, get things cleaned up. My soap molds were just covered in soap. And again, had it all over my gloves, had it all over my apron. I was just trying to get it cleaned up so that I could actually handle the soap, the containers, the things that I had used. I mean, it's everywhere. And I took this soap and pressed it into another mold. And, now it's like a sample. These are the soaps that my grandkids use, I give to my kids, or people that, when I have friends that come over, I might give them a bar of soap. And it's just for kind of sample testing things. So after we've cleaned it off, we're going to get ready. I did end up having to stick this in the freezer. As you will see in just a few seconds, you'll see one of the loaves of soap actually started cracking. So, it's actually cracking right there. You can see it before I even got it out of the mold. Before I even got it outside, it was cracking. So this did go in the freezer for several hours. I believe this is the only one that cracked. And it just cracked very little on the top, and then the rest stayed. It didn't go through gel. It tried to with the cracking and the heating. But I did put this in the freezer for probably a good 4 or 5 hours. I think after this, I went upstairs and told my husband that he needed to take me out to dinner. Because I was like, I'm done. I can't have any more failure today. We gotta go. So he took me out to dinner, and then when we got back from dinner, I went and grabbed it out of the freezer because I was afraid it was gonna be in there for too long, and then let it sit all night long. And the next day, this is the next morning, so this is maybe 12 hours later, and it turned out beautiful. You could really smell the bum or the beach bum or whatever fragrance in there, but you could also smell a little bit of the coconut milk or goat's milk. Sorry, I keep saying coconut milk. But when you use goat's milk in soap, it will have kind of a funny smell in the soap as soon as you cut it. But within about an hour, it's gone. It just dissipates and you can't smell it anymore. You can't smell it once it cures or when you use it or anything. So but it still smelled really, really good. I am slightly panicking out of all the holes, but I don't honestly think that these holes are any worse or as bad as the sweater weather soaps were. I mean, there were complete sections. I mean, there were complete corners that were missing on sweater weather. There were pieces of soap that I couldn't even really justify giving to my customers or selling to my customers because it was so bad. But yeah, you can see the holes. I just use some of the the little pieces that I took off with the peeler, and then I use that to fix all the holes. And there's a lot of them. Let me tell you, there's a lot of them. So now you can see that I am just fixing all the holes, and then they'll cure and they'll stick together, and you can't even hardly tell that I put anything in there. I try to smooth it out a little bit, and then by the time it's done, by the time we bevel the edges and stamp on it, you can't even tell that there's anything there. And this was one, I'm having a hard time keeping this in stock. I'm having a hard time keeping the lotion in stock as well. And we just started making in our body butter as well. So you can get it in our body butter. You can get it in our goat's milk lotion. You can also get it in, did we make it in? I think we did make it in a bath bomb. And yeah, we made it in a bath bomb and the soap. So we've got it just about in all the things. I am thinking about bringing out a line of body spray, and if I do, this will probably be the first one. The second one will be Japanese cherry blossom because that's my favorite scent. That one in white tea and ginger. And those are my two favorite scents, and I have the lotion in my bathroom right now, and oh my gosh, it smells so good. I put it on and I actually don't even need a body spray because it smells so good. I just love the smell and how long it lasts. So in fact, yeah, it's been several hours, a few hours, 4 hours or so since I showered, and I can still smell it on my arm. It smells yummy. So these are not available on my website yet. I have been very much procrastinating and have not gotten photos taken of the soaps to put them online. That is something that I'm hoping to get done in the next couple weeks. I have two amazing new employees who are making my life so much easier that I've got time on at least 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays when they don't come in, to be able to do things like edit videos and work on photography and clean and organize and get my actual house organized. It's hard when you're working full time to, even with or without children, to keep a balance in everything in your life. So with those two amazing employees, I'm now being able to get the time and getting caught up just in time for us to get really, really busy again. And I'll tell you about those things once it gets closer to those launches of what we're going to be doing. So I'm really excited for that. Skin Candy is growing. We are getting bigger every day. We are getting more and more wholesale accounts, which is what we love. I'm hoping within the next year or two, we actually will be moving into an official warehouse, but we've got to have a set amount of money. It helps to have money. But you guys, thank you so much for joining me again today. I really appreciate you guys watching and taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.